What's up, Home Slices? It's Keyshia with Home Slice Adulting, and I'm coming to you for the very first time ever, super live. And to show you how live this is, I'm actually going to be taking you guys on my lunch break while I am doing my review for Love and Hip Hop Hollywood Season 4, Episode 13. So yeah, guys, if I must be honest, this was one of my most favorite episodes. It was pretty entertaining. There was some parts where I could have like take it or leave it, but the whole thing with Brooke and Bridget and Marcus and Bowie is I thought I was tired of it, but the way it blew up today, or the way it blew up last night rather, was very funny and hilarious to me. So let's just go ahead and get started. So we start off the episode with Moniece performing. I don't know if this was her performance or if this was an open mic night for her to, you know, showcase her new music. I actually like the sound of it. You know, Moniece is not my favorite person, but I am here for the song that she sang. Typically, I don't really care for her music either. I think that she's, you know, a pretty talented singer or whatever, but I did like the song, and I feel like I've heard it on the radio before. You know, don't quote me on that. But anyways, so we see her get off the stage, and we see Mr. Ray and Masika there to support her. And Hazel E, according to Masika, posted a nasty post, and it was a picture of Masika and her baby talking about how bad of a mother she is and that she's a prostitute. And Hazel Lee just, you know, that's over the line. She took it way too far, and Masika's really mad about it, and I think she should be. Now, the weird thing is that I feel like both Hazel E and Masika need to get their, you know what's beat, but like not by each other. We need like a champion, and when two people fight that you don't care for, it's really hard to pick somebody that you want to win. So whatever. Anyways, Moniece says that, you know, AD left the house and left the relationship, and but she doesn't want it to be over between her and AD. They still have feelings for each other. Whatever, we'll see how that goes next time. And then all of a sudden, magically, while they are filming, Mr. Ray starts getting his phone blown up about this diss song that Zell Swag and Alexis Sky did. And I'm here to tell you, I listened to the song and it was terrible. They both have problems with their timing with the music, and the words were bad. You know, they have problems writing. They're just musically challenged, and I wasn't here for it. And what was interesting is that their reactions to the song, you know, Moniece, Mr. Ray, and Masika, their reactions to the song was actually, you know, the same way I felt about it. Like, are these people serious? So anyways, Moniece is like, well, you know what? You know, you better be glad you have a friend like me, because, you know, I'm gonna get involved. And it's like, yeah, as soon as AD gets out of the picture, you lose all sense of maturity, and you insert yourself in something that doesn't really have to deal with you. And we know that she actually feels a certain type of way about AD dancing up on her or whatever. Anyways, moving on. Later on, we see Moniece and Alexis at the same overlook that they're always at, and Moniece says, you know, inside of this folder is a plane ticket for you to take your behind back to Atlanta. And Alexis is like, I'm not going anywhere. And she's like, also there's a, I'm serving you with papers to cease and desist, I guess for slander for the song. And so Alexis was like, I thought you and I squashed our beef. And Moniece was like, no, not really. We just basically, you know, agreed to be cordial or whatever. I wasn't really here for that part. I feel like Moniece has been going in and out of my good graces. So yeah, she's been getting on my nerves. So next up, let's see what else is on the docket to talk about today. next up we have, Keyshia Cole. So apparently Keyshia Cole found out last year that her father is a legendary boxing coach. I can't verify that, but his name is Virgil Hunter, I think. And it's her dad, apparently. You know, I can never remember. Is it Neffy? No, Neffy is the sister. Anyway, Keyshia Cole's mama had a relationship with this boxer guy when they were children or whatever. And so it turns out DNA proved that it was indeed her father. I feel like Keyshia Cole doesn't look like either one of them. But whatever. It's good that they have a really good relationship, especially since he was never there for her in her life or whatever. All right, y'all, I'm about to order my food, so give me just a second.
Hey, how you doing today? Welcome to Taco Bell. Dominique speaking. How may I help you?
Oh, can I please have a, let me see. Can I have a number 6 meal with chicken? And for the drink, can I do a...
I'm sorry, ma'am. Look, all we have today is mango brisk tea, pink lemonade, and G2 fruit punch.
Y'all don't have the freezes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can I do a Mountain Dew freeze?
Airhead freeze?
The Mountain Dew?
Yes, ma'am. The blue one?
Yes.
Would that be all for you?
Wait, no, the green one. The blue one is the Airhead. I don't want the Airhead.
You want
the Mountain.
About how bad?
Right.
Would that be all?
Yes.
9:45 now. I'm driving around.
Thank you. It's okay. We're doing this live. You know, you can't expect everything to go the way you want it to go. Let me get my monies together. Okay, and it's sad to say, back to this, Keyshia Cole is probably the most excitement that we've seen from Keyshia Cole, and this is about her dad, so you know it wasn't exciting. Keyshia Cole is just boring me a little bit this season.
9:45, ma'am. Hey, how you doing today?
Good.
Would you like any sauce on your meal?
Mild.
Mild.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be 9:45. Signature change, and if you have any time free, can you please fill out the survey online for me? My name is at the side right of your seat.
Okay. All right, y'all, this is live and living color at Taco Bell. Anyways, moving on from Keyshia Cole. Oh, the next time we see Keyshia, we see that she is in the studio doing a song. She sounds good or whatever, and Lyrica pops up. So Lyrica decides to pop up because she wanted to apologize for the last time she saw her, when, you know, Lyrica jumped down A1's throat about having Keyshia Cole in the studio without telling her, and canceling her session so that he could work with Keyshia Cole. So she wanted to apologize for that, and she also wanted to get with Keyshia because Keyshia found her dad, and Lyrica has this empty space in her life because in addition to losing her twin sister, apparently the dad went Houdini and disappeared on them after, you know, the baby sister died. And we know that whenever a family is going through stressful stuff like a death, you know, some people just can't deal with it and they leave. And I'm not saying that this was the right thing to do, but, you know, he just left and she hasn't seen him since she was 3 years old. That's at least, you know, 25-30 years. So she got a little bit emotional, and, you know, Keyshia in that way was an inspiration to her, and was like, you know, my dad wasn't in my life for all of these years, and you know, he technically kind of didn't know that he was her father, and now they have a really great relationship. So thank you. Y'all, okay, anyways, so they have a good relationship now, and that's great. Okay, so moving on, we're gonna save all of the Brooke and Bridget and Booby stuff to the end, because I need to make sure that I hit all of my points. So we're just gonna go over the nothing storylines for right now, and hopefully they don't interfere a little too much. So anyways, we see Ray J and Fizz, and Ray J is performing his worst song ever. I hate the song One Wish, because I always felt like he sounded very whiny when he sang the song. I mean, Ray J has a good voice, but one, you can't take him seriously when he's doing his emotional stuff, and then two, like I said, he has a little whiny voice. But anyway, Fizz, you know, goes there to show his support, and also kind of, you know, put a little bug in his ear or whatever, like, hey, so I've been trying to get B2K back together, but Omarion is ignoring me. So I was wondering if you would, you know, consider being a part of a supergroup. So I'm not familiar with the term supergroup, and I don't have time to look it up if it's even a real term. But the way I saw it is that Ray J was supposed to be replacing Omarion, which, you know, to a certain extent I'm here for it, but then to another extent I'm not. Just knowing who Ray J is, and that he has this takeover spirit, and he has a super ego, and I don't think that will allow him to work well with the rest of the group. And we see in, you know, the future previews that somebody's not here for it, but we'll talk about that later when I get to going over what's going to come up next. But anyways, you know, they are excluding Raz B because he's too much of a risk. And like I said last time, Raz B, in addition to probably not being interested in, you know, reuniting B2K, he got the worst parts of being in that group. So, you know, I don't blame him for not wanting to come back if that is indeed what happened. But anyways, y'all, this live stuff is harder than it looks. All right, come on, people. Yeah, I hate traffic. I have like a not road rage. I wouldn't call it rage. I would say maybe like road perturbed. I'm not road raged. Just road perturbed. Yeah, give me a second to get situated, and then we'll finish this review real quick like. All right, great. Okay, so yeah, so anyways, Fizz, that's what I needed to talk about. Fizz warned Ray J that Hazel was gonna be after him after the way she threw a bag of dildos at Safari. And Ray J was like, why would she do that? I don't understand why she's mad that somebody is doubting her. And Ray J had a point. I mean, you can't throw dildos at everybody that doubts you. You just prove them wrong. But anyways, the best thing about Ray J joining B2K is that Ray J can sing, is that people recognize Ray J and kind of associate him with the same time period as B2K. He can sing, and he's on board for it, as opposed to Omarion, who's not on board. So whatever. So next, okay, yeah, so next, I can't go too much out of order. So we'll go back to Brooke. Anyway, so we see Brooke, Valentine, and Donatella. And I'm tired of seeing Donatella. I'm trying to figure out why they keep trying to integrate her into this show. But whatever. Or she keeps trying to integrate herself. Anyways. But Donatella is throwing together this, you know, ladies' night showcase where all of the ladies come together and they perform and you know, promote their music, which I think is wonderful. Women helping other women, as opposed to just saying that you're gonna help other women, like Girl Code Inc. Actually doing it. But anyways, Donatella is interested in what Brooke has to, you know, offer, and I am too. I want to know what Brooke has been working on. So Brooke expresses her concern about how catty it's going to be, considering how it's all women, and later on we find out that she's definitely right. And so she gets her engineer to send her a song, and so the engineer sends the song over, and she starts to play the song, and Donatella is like, you know, feeling the music or whatever, and then we hear this voice that's definitely not Brooke's, and it's Bridget's voice. And Brooke is like, okay, Backup Kelly stole my song. And I thought that was funny that she called Bridget Kelly Backup Kelly. It's real interesting. Like, I don't know any of Bridget Kelly's songs. Like, I don't know any of them. But she has a Grammy. But it's like, Brooke, I know a few of her songs, but she doesn't have any Grammys. It's real weird. I feel like they are somewhat equally unknown. But, it's just funny how they try to, you know, talk down to each other. Anyways, so she hears Bridget on the song. I think Bridget sounds good, but I couldn't tell if Brooke was like legit surprised to hear Bridget's voice on the song, or if this was staged or whatever. I couldn't tell, but it was probably staged. Anyways, I can kind of see how Brooke would be under the impression that Bridget stole the song from her, instead of thinking that Marcus gave it away when they were having their, you know, difficult time not talking to each other. And so Brooke said that she's going to send the real version, the version with her singing on it, to Donatella. And I think Brooke was kind of embarrassed by it, and I would be too. And she said she was going to say a prayer for this event, and the event indeed needs a prayer. Anyways, next we see April. We ain't seen April since, was it 2 seasons ago, when her and Omarion left the show, and you know, they're all broken up now or whatever. But April has a wine, and she kept saying, have a taste of April wine. And it's like, first off, April wine sounds bad, okay? What about April's wine? April wine just doesn't, I don't understand. Anyways, so Bridget shows up. I was not expecting Bridget to be there, but Bridget and April are cool apparently. And Brooke is there as well. And so, you know, this is the beginning of their little, you know, friction. And so Fizz shows up. He's very underdressed, and Fizz talks to April about the B2K reunion. April says that Omarion is all about himself right now, and basically that there's no B2K without Omarion, which is low-key kind of true, whatever. So Fizz said, you know, back in the day they had some issues with egos. They were young, you know, they had money that they didn't have before. You know how it goes in these boy bands. But anyways, he says that's over with. It was 15 years ago. Now it's time to get back to this money and to the music. April hopes that it happens. Apparently she was a fan of B2K as well. And now back to Bridget and Brooke. Now Bridget is being very judgmental when she doesn't have a judgmental pot to piss in, really. And so she's condemning Brooke for flirting with Booby when she was just sleeping with him in Catalina. Can you believe that? So Brooke ends up spilling some tea in her confessional, and she says that James, Bridget's semi-boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, we don't know at this point if the girl is single or if their relationship is just on the rocks. But anyways, James left his wife to be with Bridget, y'all. Everything about Bridget's life is scandalous and trollopish and floozy-ish. Anyways, so you know, Bridget is a scrub. I can't. So Bridget immediately takes credit for Marcus and Brooke trying to reconcile. And I'm like, do y'all really think that Marcus and Brooke would have patched things together without Bridget's interference? I think Marcus and Brooke were basically going to find each other again, regardless of whether or not Bridget took Booby off the table. So I don't think you know, Bridget should feel like she did them any favors. So anyways, Bridget is trying Brooke tells Bridget about Catalina and how instead of going to Catalina, she went to Marcus's mom's birthday party. And so Bridget starts getting upset and she's like, was Booby using me to make Bridget jealous? Now, one, I don't believe that's true. But two, she's trying to figure out if, you know, she's playing second banana to Brooke. Like basically asking who did he invite first. We all know who he invited first. You were just a replacement. You're playing second banana, Bridget, and it makes you look bad. It's a real bad look. And you know what I discovered, y'all? You can't spell Bridget without bird. Think about it. Anyways, so Brooke says that Bridget has to come to Marcus's single release party, and Bridget was kind of on the fence because she thought that James was going to be there. And then she tells Brooke that, you know, James broke up with her. And then it's funny because you could see Brooke was actually kind of laughing about it, like, I can't believe James broke up with you. But Brooke convinces her to go so that she can get Marcus and Bridget in the same room together. She also doesn't want Bridget to think that she can perform her song at this little showcase that they're doing. So this part is at the release party for Marcus's single, and this is one of the best scenes that I have ever seen in the history of Love and Hip Hop, which it was just very funny to me that without fighting, these women could have it out. Anyways, y'all, I need to get back. Anyway, let me finish this. So apparently Marcus's song is called Drop Top Rock, and you know, some of the people at the party like it. I haven't heard it yet, so I'm not gonna diss it too hard. But anyways, we see Lyrica talking about her album release party with Solo Lucci and A1, and she's saying that in light of the events that happened at Chanel's video release party for Nube, that Chanel West Coast is not invited because Alexis Sky is going to be there. So Solo Lucci takes that as a challenge because he's under the impression that he is like a juicy zebra or gazelle that's in the middle of two lionesses. And it's like, don't flatter yourself, Solo Lucci, ill. But he wants to have them sit down together so they can stop fighting over him, when it's basically him just wanting to feed his ego. Anyways, Brooke says, you know, congrats to Marcus. And now she's going to get her revenge. And so she tells Bridget, who arrived late, that since she was on CP time, that she's going to get the DJ to replay his track. And so Marcus and Bridget are like, okay, that's nice. And so she tells the DJ to play the song, and it's Bridget singing. It's Bridget singing the song that Marcus originally gave to Brooke. And so Marcus is like, how you get that copy? How you get that copy of that song? And Brooke's not even here for it. And so here's where I think Brooke messed up. She got mad first and asked questions later. And sometimes if you give somebody a chance to explain themselves, you can weed out what's fact and what's BS. And she never gave them the chance to explain. But anyways, Brooke gets mad at Marcus and Bridget, and now the crap is about to hit the fan. So while Brooke is going off calling Bridget disloyal, I really don't understand their friendship, because they call themselves frenemies, but then like Bridget is more loyal to Marcus than Brooke, but then they have some type of pact about them not hitting each other. It's like, I don't understand. Anyways, Bridget so Brooke says, well, you know, Bridget says her PUSSY is so good, I wonder if Marcus tried to figure that out and gave you a song as a result. And so Bridget pulls the cat out of the bag, and she's like, well, if you want to know how my PUSSY is, you better ask Booby, because I went to Catalina with them. And then Brooke was like, what? And Marcus was like, what? And then Brooke was like, I can have Booby anytime, anywhere, any place. I can call him up and he'll be there right away, which is probably true. But Brooke did a real good job of making Bridget feel like a floozy for, you know, sleeping with Booby. And so Lyrica called Booby number 6. So I don't know where they're getting these numbers from, but did she cheat on James 6 times? Is this the 6th time? I don't know. So Bridget is out here looking like a trollop, and I'm not trying to slut shame her, but it's not a good look on her. So Brooke says that if Bridget wasn't low-key kind of sort of her semi-friend, that she would drag her. And Lyrica is egging it on, talking about drag her. Bridget hears that, and I know that's going to come up in the future. It didn't come up today, but it will come up in the future that Lyrica was being messy. So Brooke asks if Bridget and Marcus are sleeping together, and Marcus, you know, in his confessional is saying, I can't believe I'm sitting here and hearing these ladies fight over Booby, you know, when I am me. And I don't think that they're necessarily fighting over Booby. I think Booby is one element of their very confusing and difficult friendship. So I think they're arguing more so over their friendship than Booby, but Booby is just a factor. Anyways, Bridget has the nerve to say that Brooke was out here operating like a hoe because she was flirting with Booby. If that's not the pot calling the kettle black, I don't know what is. Lyrica was as surprised as I was. Like, how dare you? Again, Bridget says that she did Brooke and Marcus a favor. And Brooke says, thank you for using your vagina to be a good Samaritan. So next we see... next we see Bridget performing her R&B auntie song. And I'm teasing though, but the song sounded pretty good. Brooke says that Bridget can sing, but she's very annoyed with her because she's been going back and telling Marcus all her business with Booby. Anyways, Donatella says that she likes the song so much that she wants Bridget to close. And I can hear that as a song that's playing when I'm walking out of a place. But if you want people to stay till the end, you shouldn't put somebody who's singing a slow song. That's just how it seems to me. I'm not a person who goes to performances, clubs, or anything like that, but like I feel like you should close out with a banger, and like, I don't know. Anyways, not my show. So Hazel is gonna perform, and Masika is like, Hazel's gonna be here? So Hazel shows up and she's on the stage, really not paying Masika any attention. And Masika's like, come here, you talked about my child. Masika was real slow getting over there to Hazel. But finally she gets over there to Hazel and she manages, I don't know why Hazel didn't back up, but she manages to pull Hazel down by her wig. And there, the security comes in and like they're actually making contact, and Masika is talking noise. Hazel ain't saying anything. Donatella is talking about Hazel's wig. It was a hot mess. Donatella was getting on my nerves. I didn't understand why Donatella felt the need to be the announcer for like the Wig Chronicles and, you know, tell the story of Hazel E's wig as if it was part of the fight. And Masika was very mad. But Brooke looked like she was not surprised. She used to seeing girl fights, and she told Donatella that things was gonna get ugly. And Donatella, you know, went along with it anyway. So anyways, next we see there's a meeting of the minds with Solo, Lucci, Chanel, and Alexis. And Alexis was brought there by Lucci, and Chanel was not aware. But Lucci is having a little ego party, bringing these two ladies together, telling them not to act a fool when they go to Lyrica's album release party. And everything turned out cool. It was fine. So wrapping things up, we're at Lyrica's release party, and I like her song, Don't Take It Personal. The video was not here for it. It was putting 20 on 10 kind of. But anyways, I will listen to her album. And what's interesting is that I'll listen to Lyrica's album, but I'm not super interested in Keyshia Cole's album. I was never all the way here for Keyshia Cole. She has some songs that like are classics. Like when they come on, you be like, oh, that song with Missy and Lil Kim. Yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. Anyways, but I don't think I'll listen to Keyshia Cole's. That's real interesting, but that's just the way I feel. So everybody is jamming to the song except for Pam, A1's mama. And it's funny because after they show that Pam is not really jamming to the song, the camera kind of avoids Pam. But everybody else is feeling it and is into it, and A1 looks like her biggest fan, and that's wonderful. She's going on a promo tour for 6 weeks, and at the party, Ray J talks to Solo, Lucci, and A1 about him being a part of B2K, and he changes the name already to Ray 2K. Ain't nobody got time for that. Like, just like that, my interest in Ray J joining B2K, joining forces with B2K, just turned off. But anyways, Chanel and Alexis come to the event together, and Lucci is like, why didn't you tell me they was getting along? See, that's how you do it. You become friends with the new girl, and that takes away all of the ego BS that Solo Lucci was feeling about himself. But anyways, unfortunately, Chanel and Alexis were on some other stuff, because they went to Ray J on Hazel's behalf and were like, why did you guys do that to her? Talk about her rapping skills and make a bet that the loser, you know, got to work with her or whatever. And Ray J, being the person that he is and, you know, not allowing anybody to play him, he says basically he helped Hazel out. And I'm trying to figure out where this party was held, because there's a bank vault in the area, and I'm like, is this an escape room? Like, where? I don't know where they were for that party. It looked nice or whatever, but Lyrica and A1 have a conversation about visiting her sister's grave. So we see them visit Adia's grave, and A1 is super proud of his wife, and that's like real sweet to me, you know, considering how they had arguments earlier on in the season. So, and everybody's crying at the grave, including, you know, Lyrica's mom, Lyrica. And it's very sweet that she's dedicating this to her sister, because I have 4 sisters, and I don't know what I would do if any of them passed away, or, you know, something happened to where we weren't talking or anything like that. So that's the end of the episode, y'all. I need to hurry up. Anyways, next time on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, we have 1 more episode to go before the reunion. Woo woo. Just for your information, I will not be reviewing Love and Hip Hop New York or Miami or any of the other ones. If I review anything, it'll be Real Housewives of Atlanta. Anyways, we see Nikki and Moniece going to the rehab center to see Tierra. Also, we have Fizz, Boog, and Ray J having a sit down about the B2K reunion, and Ray J and J Boog are not, you know, they're not feeling each other, because Boog is going to have to check Ray J about B2K being an established group. And it's like Ray J has had a sprinkle of a hit, you know, here and there, but B2K had a long run of them actually being really popular on the R&B charts and getting awards and stuff like that. And so Boog had to remind Ray J, like, you're joining with us. We are not hopping onto your bandwagon. And basically, Ray J, you know, extends an invitation for them to fight. And I want to see that fight. You know, Ray J looks like he could use a good butt whooping. He deserves a butt whooping. He gets away with a lot of stuff, and there's no repercussion. He throws Princess into the pool. No repercussions. He and Princess get into a fight. Princess goes to jail. If he got more whoopings as a kid, he might have turned out okay. But I'm not going to say I hope they fight, because I would never want anything to happen to J Boog. But I will say, that I definitely think that Ray J needs his butt whooped. Anyways, I'm interested to see what happens there, because Boog looked like, I ain't playing with you. Anyways, so Bridget and Brooke are still upset with each other. They're still arguing. That part I'm not so much here for. This time that they were arguing was pretty funny. But Brooke needs to let Bridget have it. Anyways, so Safari has a going away party because he is transitioning to Love and Hip Hop New York, which, like I said, I won't be reviewing, but I will be watching. AD and Moniece have a talk. I feel like I'm over the both of them and that they both deserve better. And Brooke learns that Marcus was planning to propose, but I feel like that's a farce. How you gonna propose to me when you're still married? Don't even go there. Anyways, thank you all for watching. I will be here next week. It probably won't be a live video. This was just an experiment, because I got a notification from YouTube saying that because I had over 100 subscribers, I can now do live videos. So thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you guys for watching. Tell your mom, tell your friends. What does Alexander Rogers say? Tell a kin, tell a friend, tell that heifer you hate. Thanks. Peace out, home slices.